Hi, today I'm at Queen Elizabeth Country Park, which is in Hampshire near the south coast. I've not been here for years. I literally 2 years since I've last been here, so I thought I'd come back today and have a couple of rides around the Blue Trail. It's got a nice short but flowy blue trail. There is a red trail here as well. Today I'm just going to stick with the blue. I was going to go to Llandegeler today, but I'm getting over a nasty cold, so I thought I'd play it safe and just come somewhere a little bit more local, where it's not quite as taxing and the drive isn't as long. So here I am. Hope you enjoy the video. Let's go and ride the blue. So this is Queen Elizabeth Country Park. This is the start of the blue. You start on a gentle climb, which actually brings you out onto the South Downs Way. So you pop out onto there for a very short period of time before you then hit a single track switchback climb to the top. It's not a very long trail. It's literally straight up and down again, which actually is quite nice. So you do the climb, then you come back down, and then you can loop around and do it all over again. Okay, it's the first switchback climb. I haven't done this for years. It is literally 2 years since I was last here, so this will be interesting. Added to that, I'm getting over a nasty cold. I had planned to go to Llandegeler today, but felt a bit rough yesterday, so I've still got a bit of a blocked nose and a cough, so apologies for sniffing and coughing and all that nastiness that comes with having a cold. But yeah, I changed my mind and decided to go somewhere a bit closer to home. But as I haven't been here for, as I said, a couple of years, I thought I'd come over here and have a cruise down the Blue Trail. Fairly tight, this climb in places. A short, steep section. Okay, so that's most of the climbing done already. We're going to head in here and start some downhill. So there is a red option through here. There are a couple of little drops. One of them is bigger than the other. We're going to go down the blue side. Completely rollable. This is very, very loose and dry though. I think they've rebuilt this since I last came through. Very loose. So I'm taking it very easy. I've never liked this bit actually. I've always found it slightly off camber and quite loose and narrow with those roots. It's just me being stupid as usual. A bit more climbing now, still very loose. It's chalky and rooty, not a good combination. Lethal in the dry, lethal in the wet. That's a lot looser than I remember it being. I was being really careful through there. Right, well, we finished the climb. We're about to enter the descent. It's quite short. The climb was from the car park, so the main visitor centre, just under 3 miles, just under 500 feet of climbing. As you could tell, it was very, very loose, so I was really, really careful given it was my first run up here. So now we're about to enter the descent. Obviously need a bit more speed to get over that properly. Not that I can jump, as you all know. I am going to take it really easy. This is my first run down today. It's very, very dry. I'm not convinced I've got good tyres on this bike actually. I've got Maxxis tyres on here. I'm thinking of changing them for Schwalbe. What are your thoughts on tyres, people? So we have some drops here. Let's go for the little one. I think they're a new addition or being rebuilt since I was last here. Pop off those little rollers. You need to be a much better rider than me to get the full enjoyment out of this trail, I think, but it's still fun for anybody. Can I see a walker? Hoping that dog stays away from the trails. This section of trail always makes me think of being on a log flume or some kind of water slide. Oh, I've got my line wrong there. Way too slow around that corner to take advantage of those. As I keep saying, it is very loose, very, very loose. And here we are at the end. And that's it. Less than 4 miles from the car park. Just a short little trail. But it's literally an up and down. You do a climb and then you get that lovely descent. So let's go and do it again. Right, let's do this red drop. I think that's also completely rollable. I didn't go off it with any speed. Right, we're going to do the red option this time. It's only a short bit of trail, but it misses off some of that rocky blue option. So this is very short. It will take us out onto a fire road, and then we can pick up with the blue again. See, and there it's done. But I actually prefer this to the blue option because it is really loose and bumpy and gravelly. So we're not going to go down and do the red. We are going to continue down the blue, which is just up here. Alright, let's do this red one. So as well as the normal blue trail, there is this very short section called the light blue beginner trail. I think it's not a loop, it just runs alongside of the fire road. There's also a couple of skills areas here now, which was all being built last time I came. There's some kids having coaching on the skills area at the moment, so I won't go in there and disturb them. But it's got things like drops and tables and corners and stuff like that, skinnies. So perhaps I'll come back and have a look at that another time. There's also a pump track, which I think is a bit further down here. Cool. Trying to keep speed up on this is hard. Nice loose gravelly corner. So that's it. That's the pale blue beginner trail, and there is something here, pump track. Right, this is the second skills area. So this is the flow line. Looks like a pump track to me. Okay, so this is the flow line. I don't get any speed coming through here. Some little rocky bits here, a little drop, and then it stops in this nasty bit of gravel. Let's try and do that again. That was really crap and slow. Again, no speed, but let's try the other side. I'm useless at stuff like this. Absolutely useless at it. Right, I'm not going to embarrass myself any further. I'm calling it. Right, that's it for today. A couple of laps of the blue trail, or 3 actually. 3 laps of the blue and have a little go on that skills section. Plus the pale blue trail. And that's me done. It's a hot day today, and as I said earlier, I'm getting over a cold, so I'm going to quit while I'm ahead, I think.